Yes, everybody, Russ on the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. People have asked, where's Russie B been? Where has he been? I've been without the internet. We've had no internet since Friday morning. # pray for us. Unbelievable. I feel like I'm in the early 2000s. You know, kids today don't know they're born when we had dial up. Anyway, I'm back. I'm online and I'm back. Anyway, Hamilton is in association with the KUMB.com. Boys, thanks for Anton for holding the fort a little bit while I've been trying to get some internet. 3 stories today, and we're sort of sticking to a theme today, it seems, of the transfer stories. More of the Italian job. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. But a couple from Serie A in terms of rumours, and one Italian that we're linked with as well. Let's start with the Serie A. In terms of West Ham, and both sort of all these sort of more attacking players, which is good to see. Apparently, West Ham have reportedly opened talks to sign Inter Milan attacker Joaquin Correa, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. The Inter Milan ace is a target for West Ham this summer, and apparently we have already initiated contact with the Serie A side about bringing him to the London Stadium. We tried to sign him from Lazio in the summer 2021 before he joined Inter Milan, and the Gazzetta dello Sport claim the Hammers and Everton have opened talks to sign the talented star. He is apparently available for just £13 million this summer, and for that price, signing him should be an absolute no-brainer in my eyes. The South American has electric pace, exceptionally balance as a player, according to lots of the scouting sites and websites you see in terms of what his key attributes. He can play anywhere along the front three, which is great for someone like Moyes. Loves that sort of diversity in a player in terms of being adaptable, and he's got that sort of forward movement, that sort of directness, which I think we've lacked quite a lot this season, and it will definitely be certainly competition for the likes of Bowen and Benrahma in terms of both flanks. He's 28, and as you can imagine, he's a typical Argentinian. Plays that tenacious style, aggressive as well. I think he's got the attributes to make him perfect for the Premier League. And at 28, he's just coming to the end of his peak, in all honesty. But you might get a good couple of years out of him for 30 million quid. Is absolute bargain. I don't think you can go wrong with him, to be honest. And if we get him, it'll be a much better attacking unit as a result of him joining. As I said, apparently we've initiated contact with Inter Milan as well as Everton, so we'll keep an eye out on Joaquin Correa. Another sort of forward winger we've been linked with, and we apparently have also initiated contact with, is the Napoli forward Herving Lozano. Now, it's also been stated that the Serie A winners are ready to listen to offers for the forward. According to media outlet Il Mattino, on Tuesday, a detailed report on the positions that Naples could make to make changes in the summer transfer window. The 27-year-old was mentioned in that report, and West Ham named as a potential suitor, as well as Aston Villa. It's claimed that Moyes' side had been following the former PSV Eindhoven starter for some time to bolster their attack. The Mexican international has 1 year left in his contract, and the newspaper states there are doubts whether he could continue at Napoli beyond this window, particularly as he's entering his last year of his contract. So it states that he earns currently €4.5 million a year, and they're not looking to renew his contract, so he could be on his way out of the Italian club. I mean, to be honest, he hasn't had a great season. Certainly hasn't hit the heights of his time at PSV, that's for sure. This season's only 4 goals and 4 assists in 41 games for the Serie A champions, but I think a move would reinvigorate his career. And the fact is, because he hasn't played that well for Napoli, he wouldn't command a huge transfer fee. Maybe, 15, 20 million quid, which again, for some of what he could bring in terms of pace, in terms of, if he could recapture any of that form from PSV, you've got a hell of a player in your hands. And anyone who's a FIFA nut would know what a good player Lozano is in terms of pace, particularly. So we'll keep an eye out on him. And another player we've been linked with we actually went linked with last year is the Galatasaray attacking midfielder Nicolo Zaniolo. And apparently we're going to have another attempt at signing him in the summer. What is it with us going for players that have already rejected us? But anyway, according to the Turkish media outlet Takvim, Nicolo Zaniolo is once again on the Hammers radar, and we could be facing competition with Aston Villa. Surprise, surprise for his signature. I think you're going to get that quite a lot with us. Aston Villa and us are going to be competing for very similar players. Apparently, we're trying to sign it. We tried to sign him from Roma in the January transfer window before he eventually moved to Galatasaray. We know there's not just from a forward perspective, but I think an attacking midfield perspective. Yes, you've got Paqueta, but the option for Paqueta to drop down and play as, as a 6 or an 8 or a 10, I think someone like Zanolo would be a very good addition to that. He's 23, so he's very, very young. He's potentially a world-class player in the making. I really think he could bring it. The Italian boss, Roberto Mancini, has described him as an extraordinary player. And I think he's exactly what we need, particularly in terms of being dynamic and sort of on the front foot. He's big, he's powerful, he's 6'3", but he's an attacking midfielder. So, this season in 11 games for Galatasaray, 5 goals and 1 assist. And he could be available for around £30 million. I think we missed out on him in January, which is a shame, because I think he would have brought an extra bit of physical presence, but just the skill to back it up. Think of it you will. I mean, it's probably not good comparison, but Skarmaka, if Skarmaka was playing as an attacking midfielder, that's what Zanolo really is in terms of him as a player, and I think he would be exceptional. I really did. Him and Paqueta together would be brilliant, and obviously you've got the physicality, which is what you need in the Premier League as well. So keep an eye out on that. Obviously, we've also been linked with other Serie A sides such as Roma's centre back. Roger Ibanez, as well as Brian Reynolds, the right back from Roma. So there's lots of players we've been linked with. We played most of the guys we were linked with against Fiorentina. Apparently we're having a look at Amrabat as well as a potential replacement to Declan Rice. So there's lots. It does seem Serie A and League A are basically the two sort of fishing pools in terms of recruitment, in terms of plate people we're looking at. So we'll keep an eye on all of those as per usual. And that's it, my friends. Earlier this morning, I did a little show about Alex Scott, not the Match of Day former England women's international commentator and player, but the Bristol City midfielder, who apparently we're heavily linked with, talking about him about that room in a bit more detail, a bit more information about him and stuff like that. So check that out. And as always, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. Rusty B is back online. I think I've done what we're up to now. I think we're up to about 60 odd players who've been linked with so far. I'm keeping a tally. I think we're about 65, almost 70, I reckon, soon. And it's the 21st of June. So not bad going. I think we're gonna beat last year. I think last year we got to about 130. So we're getting there. We're getting close. So take care, stay safe, stay dry with all the thunderstorms, and we'll see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta.